Hi, my name's Haley Hevel, and this is my Module 4 for Educational Leadership over the KISA standards. I taught at an Oklahoma school, so KISA was non-existent in my district, and when I talked to my principal this week at summer school, she had not heard of it either. We kind of went over them, and then I added a lot in this presentation of what I thought because we were pretty unfamiliar. So Oklahoma uses much more complicated accreditation standards according to what I could find on the Oklahoma Department of Ed's website. There are 3 parts to their accreditation standards, and each one has multiple standards, like between 9 and 15 standards. KISA is much easier to follow and to employ within the district. My school is a Great Expectations model school, so we have a program called Great Expectations, and it's across not only Oklahoma, but also across the United States, but not every school is required to use it. We use it, and we have received model status for 2 years in a row, and it's kind of like our building-wide climate program. So the 4 R's, when I sat down with my principal, we talked about relationships. Again, we're a Great Expectation building, so that builds relationships between the students and helps foster relationships with the staff. We're a Title I school, so every quarter we have a title night, and parents are invited to come in and participate. We had a Math Mania night. We had a reading night where parents came in and read to their students over Halloween. We had a educational game night, and it's just a way to make those relationships with the community and the parents as well. For relevance, our curriculum last year, my first year there, we received new math curriculum. This year, I will not be there, but they are getting new reading and writing curriculum, but we're completely lacking social studies. The social studies we were given for 3rd grade was old 4th grade textbooks, and they did not line up with our 3rd grade standards, so we actually ended up going with an outside program called Social Studies Weekly that would have been great if we would have gotten it at the beginning of the year and not in October. Teacher instruction is evaluated on the TLE standards, so they hold us to a pretty high standard. And then for technology in the building, we are a 1-to-1 district, so kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade each have iPads. 3rd, 4th, and 5th up each have a Chromebook, so we're not lacking in technology. Responsiveness, we have an issue with building leadership constantly changing, but we do have a 4-year-old program now that is a preschool, and then starting next year they will have an employee daycare at our building. Actually, they're taking over the kindergarten wing and they're turning it into a daycare for employee children. Rigor, we have many opportunities for professional development, especially over the summer. Our principal will pretty much send you wherever you want to go. She'll find the money to get you there, which is really awesome. And then throughout the year, she does her best to get us the resources that we need. If you say that you need 30 sets of flashcards, she's going to do her best to get you those, whether she needs to make them herself or if we have the means to order them. She has the leadership style, I would say mostly of democratic leadership. She lets her staff help in a lot of the decision making. And it really comes off as a team effort between her and our assistant principal. For example, we did a professional development, I want to say in 1st semester, over the building initiative called A+, and they came in, they did a whole presentation, and at first we thought it was something that we were going to have to do, and it was just a no questions asked, this is a new thing for our building and you're going to do it. But she actually just had them come in and present, and then she sent out a survey to the district to the school on what we wanted to do, if we wanted it or not. Since we already have Great Expectations, we didn't want something more that we needed to do. We wanted to do our best at something that we already had, so she gave us the vote. Lastly, the areas of improvement I think my building needs to work on is that building level administration changes each year or 2. Principals move from building to building. Assistant principals move up after probably 2 years. Even this year we were told that our assistant principal was going to be here next year, and then on the last day of school they told us she took a position for principal at another school. So building principals move a lot, and it is hard to get used to anything when they're in and out so much. And then retaining teachers is hard. We are a military community, so there are a lot of military spouses. Me, for example, I was there for 1 year and then I'm gone. If I could have stayed, I would, but I don't have the choice. And then in relationships, I think parent involvement and parent education could definitely improve. I probably only had about a 60% parent attendance for conferences in both the fall and the spring. So we really just need to work on getting parents involved in their children's education, helping them with homework each night, teaching them the resources to help them with that homework if they need help as well. And then we have a large population of Marshallese in our community, so I really think getting that community culture into the school would really help parents want to come more as well. And lastly, updating that curriculum. Before this year, we had extremely old reading curriculum. We didn't have any online portions of it, and it was just outdated. But we really just need to work on getting that social studies updated a lot. The PSEL standards for this assignment that I chose were 4A. Leaders implement coherent systems of curriculum. That's pretty much where I stopped because we need curriculum badly. Oklahoma is known for not having funding, and it hurts. And then standard 6A, recruit, hire, support, develop, and retain effective and caring teachers and other professional staff. That goes back to retaining teachers and keeping building admin where they are long enough to establish a relationship. And standard 8F, leaders are approachable, accessible, and welcoming to families and members of the community, making sure that community members feel comfortable coming into school to interact, to learn, and to benefit their students in the best way possible. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.